All right, let's get busy. Daily chart, S&P 500 futures, all-time high today. Kind of a smallish day, well, medium-sized day, 56. 56 right there. Hit all-time highs, pull back a little bit here. The market still looks very strong to me. Still looks super strong. I said a couple days ago, are we beginning to see a pullback? Nope. We sure are not. No beginning of pullback going on here. 59.27. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I think the market could get up to 6,000. As you know, yes, we're approaching this cycle over here, but we saw how the market absolutely, well, I shouldn't say defied, but there was a little something there. This ran a little late. So everybody's still holding their breath to see what's going to happen here. This is still very bullish. No sign of weakness going on here whatsoever in the market for the S&P 500. Let's take a look and see what the trade of the day was. Let me get rid of the universe indicator because we don't really need it for this chart. ES plus indicator we need. Turn that on. Where's the trade of the day? Aha. Well, we got two of them over here overnight. One at 9:30 last night, and then one I think at 1:30. Yeah, 1:30. Both excellent trades. Let's look at the 5-minute chart, see if we get anything intraday. Yeah, wow. Very similar on the 5-minute chart. If you want to talk about the trades of the day here. Got to pay attention to the markets, guys and gals, because if you're not, you're going to miss it. If you blink, you're going to miss it. So I talk about trading futures is such an advantage over trading straight up indices, trading individual stocks, or trading options even, because you can trade basically almost 24 hours a day on futures. So here we are last night at 12:40 a.m. There's the trade. It comes up, it crosses over, positive momentum, and look at this. It stays up there. Just look at this. And even when it did come down around 2:20 in the morning, it never touches the bottom. I talk about this all the time. Boom, goes back up. Look at this every time. This one barely touched the bottom here. But even if it did, you got positive, still got positive, look at this positive momentum. All this positive momentum going on. Just amazing. And then eventually, let's see, was this opening bell? Yeah, right at the opening bell, massive pullback. So overnight was really, really nice. The market ran up from about 58.80 all the way up to 59.20, 40 points overnight, 40. Huge. That's $2,000 right there. That really is your trade of the day right there. Super nice. Gotta be looking at futures, guys and gals. Happens overnight a lot. That's where the money is usually made, is in futures products consistently anyway. Okay. All right, that takes care of the S&P 500 daily chart and the trade of the day. Let's move on to the other products. We'll look at the Dow Jones transportation here. Daily chart. Unlike the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Transportation Day did pull back, but still sitting up here near all-time highs. Really no sign of pulling back at all whatsoever into this October or November date yet. Russell 2000, small pullback day. Again, still very bullish. To me, it looks like the Russell 2000 still has a little room to go. No sign of rolling over yet there. NASDAQ. Kind of chopping here a little bit. Yesterday was the cycle low. What do you know? I mean, you know, look at this market. How strong this market is. This was a little bit of a cycle low for the 8th and then the 16th. Yeah, there's really nothing there. Look at this thing. Nothing. Bullish. This doesn't touch the bottom. What is this going to do? We'll have to wait to see. Does it come way down? Does it come part of the way down? NASDAQ showing a little bit more weakness than the other indices, but not by much. Still very bullish. Let's look at the Nike 225 Japanese market. Same thing here. Still looks extremely bullish. Yeah, a couple days kind of pulled back here just a little bit, but not enough to say that anything bearish whatsoever going on. Not yet. Could happen, but not yet. Looking at the Japanese yen here, looking at the E-mini Japanese yen futures, still hasn't found the bottom, guys, and this is just like devastating for the Japanese yen. It's just still going down. Look at this. That's like a nothing. This is the opposite of bullish. This is bearish. Gets up here, doesn't get to the top line. Momentum is now negative, and it's just staying down here. Maybe get a little bounce, and then gets rejected again. Anytime you see this kind of stuff right here, that is go short all day, every day. Wow, Japanese yen just getting the smackdown. This is not a good look for the Japanese yen at all. This is your cycle low. It tries to do a bounce, fails immediately. This is bad. This is bad, bad, bad. Not too good for Japanese yen. That cycle looks fairly dependable too. There's a little there's a little wick right there for this one. There's definitely something right there for that one. This one as well. And now we came to this one. Nada. Looks like to me this is one big cycle. That happens. You get a very strong cycle, and then it ends up being a two-cycle thing. Yeah. Not a good look for the Japanese yen. Looks like it's on the struggle bus. Let's look at the euro dollar futures. Same thing going on here. As long as this stays negative, this is major negative. If it comes up like that and does this little pullback thing like that in the SMI, traded short. But we're only 3 days away from the cycle low. Got to be a little bit careful here. Might get a bounce coming out of this. Okay. British pound. Went negative a few days ago, and boy, is it ever negative. Three days ago, the cycle low. It looks like it happened yesterday on the 16th instead of the 14th. That's pretty good stuff, guys. Well, I shouldn't say. I know for sure it's a cycle low, but there definitely is a low forming right there of some kind. I don't think this is done. This is just huge. It hasn't done one of these where it's beginning to roll back up and cross over. This has got a different look to it. I think the British pound here is in trouble. I think it's got more decline going all the way out into November, it looks like. Let's look at, well, we know we'll take a look at the dollar. We know what it's doing. It's going to the moon. All these are going down. 103.8 dollar keeps going into orbit here. The dollar has rebounded very strongly. Okay, let's go look at gold. Gold's at an all-time high today. I'm pretty sure from what I remember seeing earlier today. All-time high today, 27.12. I believe that is the all-time high for gold. Yep. I said it before, that it looked like gold was getting re-engaged. About to cross over here in the next day or two probably. So not only is it positive momentum, but it's going to cross back over and go, this thing's going to go ballistic, guys. I see 2,800 in gold. October 28th. We'll see. Does it pull back into this? Does it have any kind of, does it begin to synchronize with indices out in November, December to pull back? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, gold has that look like it wants to go launch mode, crossover, 2,800, here we come. Gold is very bullish, looking super strong. Let's look at silver. Silver not quite as strong, struggled today. Having a hard time getting back up to its all-time high. It may not make it there. This is out here. I'm sorry, on the 2-hour chart. We go to the daily chart. This is out here October 31st. Yeah, silver is a little bit not quite as nearly as strong as gold. And you can see it's struggling up here. It's done this bouncy thing, and it's kind of sitting there sideways. So it may get influenced by this cycle low more than gold. Which, if it does, that's great for people who are looking to acquire gold for a hedge. Back in the 1930s, I think I already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. 1930s, the United States said owning gold was illegal, and they told Americans, you better cough it up or else. Yeah, good luck doing that today. Americans will tell you to go pound sand. was a different time, of course, but they could do it again. If you didn't hear yesterday or the day before, the Department of Defense has been authorized to use lethal force against Americans in the time of unrest. Yeah, well, guess what? You know how the left is. They can redefine words all day, every day. They might say you picking your nose is the definition of unrest. Start shooting them. Somebody farted in the wind. Oh, that's unrest. Shoot them. And don't tell me the left won't do it. They have all these little specific guidelines. Yeah, good luck in the left following rules and guidelines, yeah. Of course, it's against the law. There's a law back in the late 1700s, I think, which is still in the books, perfectly legal. It's absolutely illegal for the United States military to use lethal force against American citizens. But like I said, since when does the left and Marxists follow the rule of law? I think it was a week or two ago, they projected, as they always do, and said Donald Trump is going to use military force against U.S. citizens. And then lo and behold, in typical leftist fashion, not even a week or two later, they did exactly what they projected that Trump would do. Because they know Trump won't do it. This is their way of basically signaling that they're going to do it themselves. Scum bags. Go look it up. If you don't believe me, it's true. Another report came out of the UK. If you didn't hear this one recently, that I talked about this. 1.7 million children were studied for the effects of COVID vaccine. Turns out that out of that 1.7 million children, any child that had heart issues had COVID shot. Of the unvaccinated, not one single child had a heart issue. Yeah. There you go. Safe and effective. Safe and effective. You know what I think that they should change that slogan to be? Unsafe, but very effective at shortening your life. Can you imagine being a parent, you force your child to get a vaccine, and they're going to die at 25 or 30, they're going to die young. Because their heart's going to fail them. They're going to have oxygen issues because you don't have enough blood pumping. You always feel weak and tired. It's going to affect their health. You're going to have a lot of people that die young. Can you imagine being the parent of that child, knowing that you sentenced them to the early grave? That is absolutely horrible. It's one thing to make a huge mistake and inject yourself with an experimental concoction and end your own life early. It's another thing to do force it upon your child. And how's a child going to feel when they grow up at 20, 25, 30, knowing they're about to die and knowing that their parents' fear is the only reason they're dying? Because their parents were persuaded through fear to take this experimental concoction and shove it into your biology. Yeah. True story, true report. Look it up yourself. 1.7 million. Of course, good luck finding it because all of the search engines are working real hard to bury that report, but it's there. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah. I know people that have taken the COVID shot. One got cancer within 18 months. The person took a COVID shot and took several boosters. They got colon cancer. They caught it in time, but hopefully they don't get more cancer. I have people that I know very close that have taken the COVID shot, and they absolutely will not talk about it because they know they're afraid and they made a bad decision. So anytime that topic comes up about the COVID shot, they're like mice, man. They're quiet. They don't say nothing. Yeah. And now that the studies come out and people have been poisoned up the wazoo and people are going to die young and other people have already died from it, do you hear anybody on the left saying, we're really, really sorry about that, we were wrong? Nope. Not one apology. Because if they apologized, they'd have to admit that they were part and parcel of genocide. And that is a fact. All right, let's move on to crude oil. Trying to find a bottom. Still hasn't done it. Crossing over. A little bit of red here. This is going to go negative probably in the next 2-3 days. It's trying to find a bottom. I don't think it's going to find it here just yet. Hard to say. This is not a good look for crude oil. It didn't take out this high right here at 80. and the low is 65 and a quarter, let's call it. So not a good look for crude oil. Maybe it survives this and curls up. But right now, crude oil looks very vulnerable to go back into the 60s. Let's look at corn. Corny corn. Now, corn may have found a bottom here. But okay. This doesn't look good, and I think it will go negative. Maybe it survives this, and the vanilla line here stays positive. We'll have to wait to see. It's going to have to do a lot of work to keep this momentum positive, because once you get this kind of big waterfall look and this big old gap, it's really hard to keep it from going negative. But we'll see what it does. I think you're going to get some kind of bounce here and then fail again. I think that's what's going to happen. Let's see, what's the date out there? November 25th. Let's do it. Let's put it out there. November 25th for corn. There you go. Now we've got it. Bingo bong. We know where it's at. Okay, corn temporarily looks strong, but not sure it's going to be strong enough to overcome that negative momentum. But my thoughts. I wouldn't go short. I'd like to see this get some positive mojo going before I decide to go long here. I think it's too risky to go long. Let's look at XLP. Yeah, XLP, there is struggling. Yep. See, that's the thing. Once you get negative momentum, guys and gals, or positive, depending on which way you're heading, it's really hard to overcome it. So it's up here. It does barely touch this top line. Not super strong. We're going to see what it does. Does it mount another bounce coming out of October 20th, which is 3 days away? You know, a little pullback here and then a bounce. We'll have to wait to see what this does. It could do it. It could do it, because it looks like it's trying to get back above here, but this is going to be very interesting. It looks like to me, with this being like this, if this continues down, then this is going to fail and go like this. Okay, too early to tell. So, interesting little bounce here on XLP, very nice. Just not sure if it's enough. Got to wait till we get past this cycle low to see what this is going to do. I think that's it. $7.99 a month to become a member. You get streaming charts for the S&P 500 and gold. You get nightly emails Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days a week. You get 5 different charts in the email. You always get my opinion about what I think the market's going to do the next day. There are alerts on the Discord server. So when you join, you'll get alerts for the S&P 500 and gold. All you have to do is right-click on those channels on the Discord server for the products that you want alerts for, and just turn notifications on. It's that simple. Okay? Or you can join the Asian Discord servers for 99 cents and become a millionaire tomorrow. Okay? If you join my service, you'll probably at least cover your subscription and eventually start making some pretty good profit if you stick with it. With the Asians, for 99 cents, you become a millionaire in 24 hours. So you choose. All right, that's it. Talk to you all real soon again next time.